Hey everybody, we're just looking at the tides here and getting ready to go out on the Delta. This is Gervasi Outdoors. Alex and I are going to go out and fish the evening bite. So what you want to do is you want to come on to your local tides. This one's Stockton, and what we're doing is look at the date, and we've got a low tide here at 8 o'clock and we've got a high tide about 1:30. So what we're going to do is the fishing's going to be between 10 and 1:30. Then you're going to have to fish way inside tight to catch these fish, and then as it's dropping back down, these fish are going to relocate themselves out on the outer edge. So what you're looking for is the outgoing tide. You know, it doesn't matter if you're fishing points or back in the back, you're still going to hit the water that's moving out behind the reeds, but on the outside edge. And so you've got to realize that these tides make up what everything happens on fishing. On the Delta, it's all about tides. So if you want to learn about tides, go on, look at the tides, the highs and the lows. All you're looking at is the bumps, and then tell yourself, now I want to find fish going back to the backs when it's going up and out to the outside edges as it's going down. So we're going to go and hit it today and all the way through the night. We're going to do some night fishing, black and blue. We're going to throw some probably buzz baits, hopefully, but looks like spinner bait and black and blue jigs. So hopefully we'll see you out there, guys.
Here at the Delta, talking to my new friends. What's up, Jimmy? What are you up to? How about you, Sarah? Got anything to say to the camera? How about you, Lance? Lance is always an asshole. Here comes the mama. Alright, so tell us on a low tide, where would you expect the fish to be sitting, and where would you be casting to catch them on a low tide?
On a low tide, any of these outside reeds, and they'd be sitting back behind them. So you're going to cast and you're going to run it through these little openings. All these little openings sideways is what you're going to want to cast. So you got to reposition the boat, do so, but to catch these fish, everything's going to be tides coming this way, fish are facing right in the part of the water, and then you're going to be throwing back in here and making casts around the sides of these, and they're going to set up right on the corners. It's the only way. It's an ambush point. They want ambush points. So just run them through the reeds sideways. Tide's coming this way.
Okay, now if it was high tide, where would you be fishing?
Okay, high tide, I'm going to push you all the way back in here, and you're going to be back behind these corners. They want security, but they want ambush points still. So they're going to be back up in here on the corners of these. Far enough, if you have to punch, if you take a heavy weight and punch it into it just about 6 inches. Right now this is a spinner bait, but you'd be punching it back in here like that, and that's where they're going to want to ambush bait there. So basically that's what you're doing. Everything is going to be back in here. High tide. Low tide out there. Right now I'm just making casts. Don't expect to catch anything because they're going to be positioned over here. They're going to be positioned right back here. And I'm running the bait right next to the toolies, and if there's anything there, he's going to hammer it.
Okay, so now that we went over high tide and low tide, how much does the moon play into the factor of catching fish at night?
Well, no moon at all, you're going to have to go to shaking like brass and glass. You're going to make noise. When there's a moon out, now they get to go ahead and position themselves to be able to see bait come by. They use their lateral line for feel, but they'll be able to see silhouettes of what they're wanting. So they'll position themselves to where the moon just starts getting up at a certain height. Like right now it's about right there, but if it was dark, these fish would be setting up, being able to see through their transition of water to the sky, and they'll be able to see objects that way, not just feel them. So darker doesn't matter. You can use light colored worms if there's plenty of moon out. I've seen where brown catches more fish than black, but there's no moon, you better go black. You go dark and a lot of vibration, or you're not going to catch fish. Really good spot for a big fish right here, right on this corner. It's going to be anywhere, it'll be right on that corner. Oh, missed it. He hit it. Wasn't a very big fish, but he hit it. But that's a really good spot, transitioning spot for him to be right here, and then when the tide gets up, he'll be back in this corner. I think he bit my worm off is what he did.
Keep it down.
4+ fish. Caught it on a black lizard. And it's probably what, 12 o'clock at night, 12:30 at night. It's my third fish in the last 10 minutes. The tide's finally starting to go back out, and there is a big difference.
Oh, there we go.
They're going on bite.
I can see it.
So
It's a pretty fish.
yeah, pretty cool. All right, we're gonna let her back again and see if we can get another one. Real skinny, so.
Just like we said, guys, once the slope starts going back down, that's usually when the fish start getting back on bite. Hopefully we can keep catching some big ones.
Yeah.
About 4.5. Off she. Hey guys, how you doing? Got a 3.30 with a brush hog, black and red. Hopping on some docks, found some shad, and starting to catch some keepers now. So this is number 1 for me, on top of Dad's 4.5. So we'll see how many more we can get. All right, let's put her back.
It's 7 3/4.
Yeah.
7 3/4.
All right, give me a side view. 7 3/4.
Throwing black and red lizard. Alex is throwing a black and red brush hog, and we're just hopping through the docks is all we're doing.
Trying to get you guys a good angle. It's really dark out here.
Yeah, probably got the wrong light on. There's another one that.
Yeah.
Do the other one.
Try not to blind people here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What a fish.
7 3/4.
God, I still can't think. It looks like it should go bigger.
Yeah, but it's no eggs. Look how thin its belly is.
I know it. I mean, that fish should go bigger.
All right, let's put her back. She's
Yep.
been out.
Look at the size of that fish.
She goes.
You finished that.
2 casts in a row. Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable. That's just unbelievable.
This is what happens when you know the tides, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Outgoing tide. We called it just like we said. The best bite's gonna be, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock on, and here we are catching fish. Alex got one. I turned around and got one. And
So what's next to 10? All right, we're gonna get back to fishing and see if we can catch that 10, guys.
Yep.